the observer effect, the law of attraction, and how changing your personality changes your reality. Have you ever noticed something subtle? When you begin to see yourself differently, life begins to respond differently too. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually, quietly, consistently. People react to you in new ways. You make different choices, often without realizing it. Opportunities feel easier to step into. And things that once felt impossible start to feel reachable. This isn't luck, and it isn't coincidence. There is a reason this happens. Today, I want to explain why, by bringing together two powerful ideas, the observer effect and the law of attraction, but more importantly, how changing your personality is the real mechanism behind both. This isn't about pretending everything is positive. It isn't about ignoring problems. And it isn't about waiting for the universe to rescue you. This is about understanding how reality responds to who you are being. Let's begin with the observer effect. In quantum physics, the observer effect describes something fascinating. At the smallest level of reality, particles behave differently when they are observed. Before measurement, particles exist as possibilities, as probabilities. They are not fixed. They are not solid in the way we experience everyday objects. When observation occurs, something changes. Those probabilities collapse. A specific outcome appears. This idea is often misunderstood. It is not that human thoughts magically control matter. It is that interaction changes behavior. Measurement is interaction. Observation is interaction. And interaction changes outcomes. Now pause for a moment, because this is where it becomes relevant to your life. You are always observing something. You are observing yourself. You are observing other people. You are observing situations. And you are constantly deciding what those things mean. You do this automatically, without thinking about it. And you do it through a lens. That lens is your personality, your beliefs, your expectations, your emotional habits, your identity. They shape what you notice. They shape what you overlook. They shape what feels possible and what feels out of reach. Two people can walk into the same situation and experience completely different realities. One sees opportunity. The other sees threat. One sees feedback. The other sees rejection. One sees possibility. The other sees proof that they should give up. Same environment, different observer, different outcome. This is not because reality is unfair. It is because perception shapes experience. Now let's talk about the law of attraction. The law of attraction is often explained very simply. Think positive thoughts, feel good emotions, and good things will happen. But this explanation is incomplete, and for many people, it becomes frustrating because they try to think positively. They try to feel grateful. They repeat affirmations, and nothing seems to change. That's because the law of attraction is not driven by thoughts alone. It is driven by identity, by who you are being consistently. Your personality is not just a collection of traits. It is a pattern of perception, a pattern of emotional responses, a pattern of behavior. And that pattern is what interacts with reality. From a neuroscience perspective, this makes sense. Your brain is constantly predicting the world. It filters information based on what it believes is important. It looks for evidence to confirm what you already believe about yourself. If you believe you are not capable, your brain will notice obstacles. If you believe you are unlucky, your brain will notice setbacks. If you believe you are confident, your brain will notice opportunities to act. You are not seeing reality as it is. You are seeing reality as your nervous system interprets it. This is why changing your personality matters. Most people believe personality is fixed. They say things like, "That's just how I am. I've always been like this. I can't change." But neuroscience tells a different story. Personality is built through repetition, repeated thoughts, repeated emotional responses, repeated behaviors. Repetition creates neural pathways. Neural pathways create habits. Habits create identity, which means personality can change. But not through force. And not overnight. Personality changes through small, consistent shifts. Here is where many people get stuck. They try to change their life without changing who they are being. They set goals that don't match their identity. They aim for outcomes they don't feel safe holding. And when discomfort appears, they retreat. Not because they are weak, but because their nervous system is protecting familiarity. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar growth. This is why forcing goals rarely works. If your personality hasn't changed, you will self-sabotage without realizing it. You will procrastinate, overthink, avoid opportunities, talk yourself out of action, and then blame motivation, or discipline, or the universe. But the real issue is identity. The observer effect shows us something important. Observation changes behavior. When you observe yourself differently, you behave differently. When you stop identifying as someone who can't, you start experimenting. When you stop seeing discomfort as danger, you start growing. When you stop waiting to feel ready, you start moving. This is how the law of attraction actually works. Reality responds to who you are being, not who you wish you were. Not who you pretend to be for a moment, but who you practice being daily. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are aligned with. And alignment is behavioral, not emotional. You do not need to feel confident first. Confidence follows action. You do not need to feel aligned first. Alignment follows repetition. This is why personality change is the most powerful form of manifestation. When your personality shifts, your decisions shift. When your decisions shift, your habits shift. When your habits shift, your environment shifts. And when your environment shifts, your reality looks completely different. Not because the universe chose you, but because you interacted with reality differently. So if you feel stuck right now, don't ask, what am I trying to attract? Ask instead, who am I being consistently? What patterns are you rehearsing daily? What reactions are you repeating? What story are you telling yourself without questioning it? Because that story is shaping your observation, and your observation is shaping your life. The observer effect is not about control. It is about awareness, and awareness gives you choice. You don't need to force change. You need to practice new patterns, slowly, consistently, intentionally. Over time, your personality updates, and when that happens, your reality has no choice